can you name yourself as Ellie and not Ellen? Is that possible? On yours, great. So that Haley will know. Oh, Page 9 and 7. Yedi nefesh avarachaman meshochav decha eretzonecha yarutz avdecha gemoya yishtachavel muhadarecha teravlo yeditutecha minofet suf vechol ta'am. Yai dai yai yai dai yai dai dai yai dai yai dai yai 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 dai yai yai dai yai dai yai dai 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 yai dai dai yai dai yai dai yai 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 dai yai yai dai yai 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 dai yai 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 dai yai yai dai yai dai yai yai dai dai yai dai dai yai 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 dai yai yai dai yai dai yada da yada da yada. If you have Shabbat candles with you and you haven't lit them yet, invite you to bring your Shabbat candles to this moment. We'll light them together. Shabbat light is powerful. It marks this moment when we really start to shift and we bring light in. This is such a beautiful thing that we do to bring the light in. I want to invite you to think about what light it is that you want to bring into you and what light it is you want to bring in that you also want to send out into the world. It is a time when we want justice to prevail, when we want the arc of justice to bend and to be able to see it. So in our intentions as we bring this light in, that we send our light of our hope for justice into the world. And also always remember to bring something into your personal space of what you need to bring light towards you. We light the Shabbat candles. And we bring that light in. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Amen. Welcome to Congregation Bet Havarim's Shabbat service tonight. My name is Gayanne Guerin, and I have the honor to serve as music director, lay cantor, and tonight I'm going to be leading prayer services with you. Welcome to those on YouTube Live. We're really happy you're here too. I hope that you'll interact with each other on your chat screen. Here on our chat screen in this Zoom room, we encourage you to interact with each other, to send each other greetings, to have commentary, kind commentary, but commentary that you have a chance to be able to be present with one another in ways that we have to create and be creative about since we're in this virtual space together. Other ways that we experience that is by seeing each other. When we see each other present, we have lots of responsiveness to that. We can feel each other's energy. We can see each other in the ways that we're gathered in prayer song tonight. So I wanted to invite us in a particular way into our Shabbat service tonight. Prayer is something we can spend a lifetime discovering, talking about intellectually, and exploring experientially. And what do we really imagine prayer is actually doing? You might be someone who really thinks that prayer and really stakes your spiritual intention that prayer is doing something in the cosmos. Or you might be somebody who feels that prayer is something that brings community together in connection, that you're holding yourself and others in care and concern in these prayer practices. You might have another way that you experience prayer, or it might be a combination of many things. Tonight, I want to invite you to make an intentional choice right now. I want you to check in with yourself, and I want you to give yourself the opportunity to decide how you want to be in your prayer tonight. I'm going to lead us into the Shabbat prayers without kavanot, without speaking. We're going to go into Shalom Aleichem. We're going to go into the Psalms, through Lecha Dodi, through the Hatzi Kaddish, through the transition into Ma'ariv. And we're going to do this without kavanot until we get to a particular point in the service. So here's the opportunity for you to make a choice about how you're going to go into this prayer song together. You can tune in to where you are right now in this Shabbat, and you can lean into communal connection. That is where your heart and your mind and your spirit is tonight, that you really want to focus on our communal connection. Or you might be in a place where you are going to release into the sound and the shape and the meaning of the Hebrew text in the prayers, that you explore the Hebrew prayers in your song, in your words, in your cultivation of sound and meaning. Or you might be in a place where you're enjoying a Shabbat dinner, and so this is creating for you a general Shabbat feeling, a backdrop that's giving you a sense of this holy time of gathering together. Or you might be in a place where you just really need to embrace an aspect of Shabbat like release, relax, creating a sense of peacefulness. But I want you just to take a moment to make a choice. And they might change on the course, but to give yourself that intention of how you will join into these Shabbat prayers. You'll see the page numbers come on your, you'll see the page numbers show up on your chat. And since I am leading alone tonight, I will say ahead of time that I won't be able to interact a lot with the chat. So don't take that personally. I'm just not able to drop into my prayer practice and to be able to interact in that particular way. So you guys, I'll leave that up to you. We welcome Shabbat a little bit more deeply with the assistance of angels that help us usher in this moment. Shalom Aleichem, Malachi Asharet, Malachi Elyon, Mimelech Malachi Amalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Malachi Asharet, Malachi Elyon, Mimelech Malachi Amalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Borchem LeShalom, Malachi HaShalom, Malachi Elyon, Mimelech Malachi Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu Ni Shalom, Malachi Shalom, Malachi Elyon, Mimelech Malachi Amalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu Ni Shalom, Malachi Shalom, Malachi Elyon, Mimelech Malachi Amalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Sechem LeShalom, Malachi Shalom, Malachi Elyon, Mimelech Malachi Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Lechu neranena L'Adonai Nariya Letzur Yishenu Nekadema V'na betoda Bizmirot Nariya lo Shiru l'Adonai, Shir Chadash, Shiru l'Adonai, Kol haaretz, Shiru l'Adonai, Baruch Shemo, Basru miyom leyom Yeshuato, כל הארץ שירו לאדוני, שיר חדש שירו לאדוני, כל הארץ. שמור וזכור בדיבור אחד, השמיענו אל המיוחד, אדוני אחד ושמו אחד, לשם ולתפארת ולתהילה, לך לך דודי, לך דודי לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה. ימין ושמאל תפרוצי, ואת אדוני תריצי, על יד איש בן פרצי, ונשמחה ונגילה, לך דודי, לך דודי לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה. בואי בשלום עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה. בואי כלה, בואי כלה, לך דודי, לך דודי לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה. please rise or arise in spirit. Yitgadal ve'yikdash shemei Rabbah, be'alma divrach yutei vayimlich malchutei, b'chayechon v'yomechon, uv'chayedecho beit Yisrael. Bagala, uvizma'an ka'ariv, ve'imeru, amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mevorach, le'alam amal me'almaya, yitbarach ve'yishtabach, v'yitvar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal, shemei dekudesha brichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiram be'alma, v'imeru amen. Yai 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 da yai 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 oh. Yai da yai yai da yai 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 da yai yai. Baruchu et Adonai, Hamevorach, Hamevorach. Baruch Adonai, Hamevorach leolam vaed. Baruch Adonai, Hamevorach leolam vaed. Yai 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 oh, yai da yai 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 da yai yai oh, yai 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 da yai 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 da yai da yai 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 da. Umavir yom, umevi laila, umavir yom, umevi laila. Umavir yom, umevi laila. Umavir yom, umevi laila. Chai v'chayam tamid yimloch aleinu le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'ma'ariv Aravim. Ahavat olam beit Yisrael, Amcha avta, Torah mitzvot חוקים ומשפטים אותנו למדת. על כן אדוני אלוהינו בשוכבנו וקומנו נשיח בחוקיך ונשמח בדברי תורתך ובמצוותיך לעולם ועד. כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו, ואורך ימינו, ובהם נגע יומם ולילה, יומם ולילה. ואהבתך לא תצור ממנו לעולמים, ברוך אתה אדוני, אוהב עמו ישראל. אמן. שמע ישראל, אדוני אלוהינו, אדוני אחד. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושינתם לדבניך ודיברת בם בפשיטך בבטך ובלתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם להיות על יהודיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש, נורא תהילות תוסף אלה. מלכותך ראובנך בוקעי הים לפני משה ומרים, זה אלינו ואמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל, ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך, ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך, ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך. may there be a shelter of peace that surrounds us. It is my delight to invite Ellie to offer us a kavanah and to lead us into our Mishaberach for healing. Welcome, Ellie.
Thank you, Gayan. And Shabbat Shalom, everyone. This week marks the 10th Yortzeit, or anniversary of the passing of Debbie Friedman. And Debbie may not be immediately familiar to some of you, especially the younger ones of you, but her music has become so embedded in our tradition that it is actually, at this point, in some areas canon. It's actually the one we use. Our congregation has used Debbie Friedman's music for many years, and also taken her example and forged our own way, and made great strides toward a Shir Hadash, a new song. So in honor of her life and her contribution, I would like to use her tune this evening to sing the Mishaberach, and I would love it if you join me at home.
Thank you. Before you start, Ellie, we're going to say the names of those that we are offering this Mishaberach for healing for. Invite you also to use the chat to add some names. Richard Adler, Marilyn Pankin, Nancy Smith, Maureen Kalmanson, Richard Cohen, Ginny Williams Cohen, Mario Eugene Hudson II, Esther Rechtman, Lois Birch, Elisa Gilbert, Mitch Gilbert, Ron Anderson, Andrea Finn and Bev Corfin, Uli Sprick, Ellie Emmerich Hart, Chai and Billy Knock, Claude Baruch, Jordan and Jamie Schwartz, Tesla Queen, Janice Blackman, Beth Ann Buticant, Bava Java, Nancy Davis, Alex Ramaldis, Megan Radant, Janice Roger, John White, Pillar Barclay, the Betton Snook family, Levin family, Kolb's Reckelman family, Grady Floyd Adair, Eyal Schechter, Audrey Galix, Faith Russler, Dolly Wax, Esther Myers, and Joel Bartfield. We hold all of these people, sending them energy, Mishaberach for healing.
Mishaberach Avotenu Mekor habraha limotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Mishaberach imotenu Mekor habraha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
Thank you so much, Ellie. So we'll have a silent Amidah and an Amidah that is a time for silent reflection, meditation, or contemplation. So I want to offer some words and a chant to give you something that you're welcome to ponder or after I finish, you can clear this space for yourself and bring whatever you need to into the space. The Torah Parsha this week is Vayera, and when we think of an epic archetypal story like we are in right now, we're in the middle of the Exodus story. We're in the part of the story where the plagues are happening, and Moses and Aaron continue to go before the Pharaoh asking for release, and the Pharaoh doubles downs quite often, and his heart continues to harden with every no. And when we think of an archetypal story like this, the word myth sometimes comes to mind. It's probably Carl Jung and Joseph Campbell that have helped my generation of Western rationalists to reconceive myth. Many of us have thought that myth meant not true, when in fact the older meaning of myth is precisely always true. Jungian analyst and storyteller Clarissa Pinkola Estes writes, "Stories set the inner life in motion, and this is particularly important where the inner life is frightened, wedged, or cornered. Story greases the hoists and pulleys. It causes adrenaline to surge. It shows us the way out, up, down, or for our trouble cuts for us fine, wide doors in previously blank walls, openings that lead to dreamland, that lead to love and learning, that lead us back to our own real lives." Torah is a collection of profound stories. The way I think about Torah is that Torah is fierce. Torah is not for the faint-hearted. The fiercer the stories get, the more we're invited to wrestle. We turn away from it, it gets so fierce sometimes, and want to abandon the story. And then we come back and we wrestle again. There are two things that come to mind from this week's Torah Parsha that I want to invite us into for contemplation. One is the hardened heart, where we focus. One is the hardened heart, and the other is where we focus our journey and how it gets focused in this Parsha and going forward. First, the hardened heart. There's so many things right now for us all to sort through. This is where the story turns back on itself, the story in Exodus, and how we start finding these parallels from what stories do and how they help us release and turn towards our own knowing of what we need to be listening to. There are so many things that we're all sorting through, we're contemplating, we're wrestling with. We read so many different things. We're trying to make sense of so many things in our world. We're in the midst of assault, murder, death, plague, loss, loneliness, confusion, helplessness. And we're often really faced with this: who do we listen to? What do we listen to? Because there's so much, we are designed as human beings to compartmentalize. We're even designed to disconnect. That's part of our makeup in order to be able to handle really difficult things. Is that this is what the whole nature of trauma is about. We're designed to disconnect. But how do we take care of ourselves in a way that we don't disconnect into a hardened heart? I don't know, but maybe you have thought like I have. Will anyone in this political position, in this political climate that we're in, will anyone soften their heart? Is anyone going to change and shift and show compassion? Will our leaders do this? In the midst of political territory gaming, will we hear a voice of compassion and a cry for 400,000 dead from this plague? Will we hear a leader with a platform see and respond to the injustice and see the difference between peaceful, nonviolent protests for human rights and a violent siege of ground we have declared neutral for many points of view to be heard with a margin of safety? Will we hear a softening of heart? And what about in our own lives? What are the words that are called for? What actions can I take or words do I use to help another without demeaning another? How do we rally and speak up for justice without falling into the trap of a hardened heart? Is a hardened heart one that over compartmentalizes to the point of numbness, or one that is so insistent on any right position of what feels like just words that it turns into harsh vitriol? How can we manage the stimulation of all we are being faced with and still have a capacity for a softened heart, a heart of compassion and responsiveness? I leave that question for our prayers to help us with and our contemplation. This story in Exodus is taking us into this deep journey, this profound, archetypal, mythical, always true journey. Moses and Aaron are repeatedly coming before Pharaoh, and they are saying that what God is asking Pharaoh is, let my people go so that they may serve me in the wilderness. Let my people go so that they may serve me in the wilderness. And the part of this that really stands out to me is serving in the wilderness. The wilderness is the unknown, the unorganized, a place where the constructs and ideas that we've lived with before break apart, and they change, and they have to. They free themselves from what's been known before. So the story of a people's identity, of an individual's identity, the story of who God is, God's identity, starts to change and crack apart. And it is only in this process of liberation, this walk into the unknown, that God says God is a divine spark that goes with us. And that there will be a promise of fulfillment. It's a lot of faith to walk into the promise of fulfillment while things are breaking apart. That has particular resonance for me right now when I think about walking into the unknown. And yet that is where we are asked to serve. Where will we serve God in the wilderness? How will we serve? How will we serve in the wilderness? This beautiful chant I want to take us into our time of silence together. Lo neda mana avodatia ad boinu shama. This is from Exodus 10:26. We don't know how we will serve Yud He Vav He until we get there. It's that walk into faith. So may we all identify with something in our culture, in our personal lives, in the myth itself that we connect to. Join with me in this chant, and then allow yourself to make some space for some silence, for whatever you need that silence to be. Lo neda manavod etia ad boenu shama. 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 I must give credit to Father Richard Rohr for those first words that I used. So the last prayer before we have announcements is the Aleinu. Somewhere here I have some words that I wanted to read to you. There they are. Yay. It's one of the concluding prayers, right? Before we have the prayer for the end of hiding and mourner's Kaddish. The Aleinu translate as upon us, and it reminds Jews of their historical and universal mission. It thus provides this transition from the lofty world of prayer to the world of human activity. So that's a quote out of Sepharia, which is an awesome reference for anybody who needs to have access to Jewish text. But I love this. It's a transition from prayer to human activity. What better way to think about and celebrate human activity today than on the brink of Martin Luther King Day on Monday? If we think about the sacred holiness of human activity, I think of Martin Luther King. And there are so many different ways to observe and participate on this day. But I wanted us to remember the days that we have been a part of the Martin Luther King March Parade on Mondays. This is from 2015. This slide that you're looking at. This is from 2017. You see where we've marched right to the front of Ebenezer Baptist Church and see what Addison's sign says. A diverse America is a beautiful America. And this next slide is from 2018. There we are, bunched together. Jews for moral courage. And 2019. Some of our children are growing up in these photographs. Some of us came every year for many years. This year we won't be gathering in the same way. But I wanted us to have this moment of remembrance for what we've done over the years and how important this is. And great thanks to Darcy Cody for being an incredible organizer. So I just wanted for us to think about ways that we might be marking Martin Luther King Day this year if we're not gathering together to be marching down Auburn Avenue. And there are many, many ways. But I wanted us to take it and remember that we can deepen our daily practice and commitment to work on changing our inner perceptions and letting our actions change if we continue to learn about our own white privilege, that we learn about how to expand our vision and embrace Jews of color, and that we're committing to an America that can thrive in the beauty of its diversity. And this, you'll see in a chat too that I've put a link to an event that is highly recommended. The Center for Jewish Ethics and Reconstructionist Rabbinical College has a wonderful series on Jews, race, and religion in partnership with the Katz Center for Advanced Jewish Studies. That series starts on January the 28th. So I invite all of us to make a deeper commitment to what we need to learn, what we need to open ourselves to. And if we think we know it, we don't. I'm absolutely convinced of that in my daily practice of learning more and more about my white privilege. What I thought I knew, what I thought because I was a good liberal person, I'm just always learning. Every day there's something else to become aware of. That is my daily mantra, to stay open to what it is that I have to learn and how this will impact my actions. So nice to remember that moment of gathering together in community. And we'll close this with Ein Od, that God is all, ever present, oneness. Ein Od, 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 Ein Od. As the Elenu points us towards change that is possible, it sets us in a future direction. Invite Alan Sugar to please read this Prayer for Change by Kathy Cohen. Unmute yourself, Alan, if you can. There you go.
Thank you. I couldn't find myself on the screen. So,
Know how you feel.
Prayer for Change by Kathy Cohen. The sky is so wide, without boundary. We try, but gaze through a narrow lens, bird's eye, human eye, view from the window of a plane. God without boundary, please widen our gaze when faced with change, night into day or day into night. Please let us meet transition without fear. Let moments of change lift us into possibility. Please wrap us in your limitless presence. So can I share my prayer?
Yes, Alan, share your prayer as well.
Yeah, so it's called Prayer for the New Year. Allow not anger to corrupt my heart. Remind me of the pain that others bear. Maintain my faith when I feel far apart. Avert my eyes from those who judge or stare. Breathe into me the need to always give. Entrust to me a place where I may rest. The greatest gift is just the will to live and sharing it with those who feel oppressed. Afford for me a doorway and a room. Affirm my worth when I am most afraid. In spite of many thorns, all roses bloom. And there are plants that blossom in the shade. Remove the rock. Reveal for me the way. Release the light behind each sky of gray.
Amen. Thank you, Alan. Thank you so much. We're all going to want that, Alan, so please send it to us. Thank you. Bev, love for you to give announcements. Shabbat Shalom.
So hard to do mundane announcements after something that beautiful, but here we go. So first of all, Shabbat Shalom. And just wanted to catch you up with some of the things that are coming from CBH in the coming week or two. Please plan on joining us tomorrow evening, January 16th at 8 p.m. for a virtual strings concert with our amazing CBH string musicians. On Monday, January 18th, there will be Lunch and Learn with Rabbi Gottfried at noon. Later on Monday, please log in for meditation and chant at 6 p.m. There will be a CBH board meeting on Tuesday, January 19th at 5:30. Next weekend, services will be on Friday night and Saturday morning. Friday night, join us for Shabbat services at 6:45, led by Rabbi Gottfried. And on Saturday morning, January 23rd, there'll be a Shabbat morning service. Your Jewish Bridge is offering a host of classes starting soon. Want to learn how to read Hebrew? Want to learn more about Jewish holidays? Did you not have a bar or bat mitzvah and want to do so as an adult? Did you convert or grow up not practicing and want to continue your Jewish education? If you answered yes to any of these questions, we have a class for you. Check your Bet Mail or the Your Jewish Bridge website for a full description and links to sign up for these classes and more. As another reminder, the fabulous new album from the CBH Chorus Band and Strings is now available for purchase. Red Thread. Please visit the website to get a copy. Either you can buy a CD or get download codes. And speaking of music, our always amazing Shabbat Shirah service is going virtual this year. Join us on Friday, January 19th at 6:45 for Holding the Threads of Freedom, this year's Shabbat Shirah. Let the Israelite Exodus journey with the dynamic tapestry of CBH's music inspire an active hope that invests in what it takes to live into this future. Be sure to save the day for CBH's Oh So Gay Purim Cabaret on Friday, February 26th at 7 p.m. Look for more details soon. We've made a few changes to the website navigation. You can now find a direct link to the streaming services page at the top of the navigation menu. Also, there's a whole section on the website dedicated to COVID resources and response. So check all this out at congregationbeithavarim.org. And one more reminder about communication with the staff, please do so via the CBH emails. The staff does not regularly check their social media as often as they do their emails, so that is the best way to get in touch with CBH staff. That's it. Shabbat Shalom, and great to see all of you tonight.
Thank you so much, Bev. A couple of things. Just so you know, Shabbat Shirah is January the 29th. And I'm just going to repeat this announcement again. Bev already said it, but I really hope you come to the Strings concert tomorrow night. I know you'll enjoy it. And if you're excited about it like I am, spread the word, like let people know, send an email to somebody, or if you're on social media, let somebody else know. It's always nice to let people be aware. There's so much going on. So we come to a couple of closing prayers. We'll say the prayer for the Nevhiding together. As LGBTQ Jews, we are aware of the loss of integrity we suffer due to the pressures of the larger society. We often feel forced into a dishonest presentation of ourselves to ourselves and others. The LGBTQ individuals who feel they must pretend to be something that they are not. The Jews who feel they must be alienated from their tradition and community to win larger acceptance. Both are victims of a theft of identity and integrity committed by the sexual, gender-identifying, or religious majority. Creator of the universe, we ask that our hiding draw to an end, that we no longer feel we have to pretend, to promise falsely, to renounce ourselves, and that our fullest creative expression as Jews and as lesbian, gay, transgender, bisexual, and queer people be among the blessings you bestow upon us. Amen. If you are observing a yard site or are in a ritual period of mourning, please put the person's name who you're honoring in the chat. And you'll find Mourner's Kaddish on page 130 and 131. Let me just take a moment. May their memories be a blessing. Yitkedal v'yikdash shemei Rabbah. Be'alma divra chiyute vayumlich machute. Bechayechon uvmehechon uvchaye dechol Beit Yisrael. Ba'agala uvizman ka'ariv imru. Amen. Yehesh Shmei Rabba Mevarach Le'alam Omei Amaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitraman v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal Shemei Kodesha Burechu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tush bechata v'nechemata da'amiram be'emal ve'imru Amen. Yehe shlama Rabba min Shemaya. V'chayim aleinu ve'akol Yisrael ve'imru Amen. Oseh shalom b'mramav, hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu ve'akol Yisrael ve'akol yoshvei tevel ve'imru Amen. I just want to apologize for my Hebrew there. Sometimes when I often make Hebrew mistakes. That's not what I'm talking about. But sometimes when I feel the importance of a prayer, I'll stumble extra. And I just stumbled extra. And so it was because I just know there's been a lot of loss recently. And well, there always is. But I was feeling that. So forgive me for stumbling. But no, it was because I was wanting to do it really well and didn't. I hope you all have a beautiful Shabbat. And look forward to the next time we gather together. Let's close together with Oseh Shalom. Whatever you're feeling right now, if you're feeling like relaxing more and leaning back into it, or if you're feeling like dancing with us into Shabbat, whichever feels right for you. Oseh Shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Ve'akol Yisrael, ve'akol yoshvei tevel, v'imru, Amen. Hey, yadadai, 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 yadadai. Yadadai, 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 Oseh Shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'akol Yisrael, ve'akol yoshvei tevel, ve'imru, Amen. Shabbat Shalom. Please unmute so we can talk to one another.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Gail.
Thank you.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom, everyone.
Thank you, Gail.
Thank you, Ellen. Praise God. Great prayer.
Beautiful.
Hi, citizen.
Beautiful.
Hey.
And
Nice kitty, Clarence.
Hi, Clarence's cat.
I know. Nice dancing, animals.
Citizen like that. Simon did.
I love
Oh,
seeing all the little
Susan, good
doggies.
puppy.
Betsy's dog and Susan's doggy. So cute.
Shabbat shalom, friends.
Mary,
Shabbat
Love you.
Shalom.
Betsy, it's that time. Did Betsy just leave? She did. Okay.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat
Hi,
shalom.
Ellie.
God bless
Good
you.
to see you.
Good to see you.